So in computer science, there's a lot of different courses and stuff that you can do. And so before you take some of these classes, though, you do take digital literacy. Though, if you take the AP, then you can just go straight here to computer science. And you can even earn money from doing so. You can earn $100 from doing that. So some of the stuff we have, different sections, we have computer programming, web development, network administration, network security, and information support and services. And this was something that's really cool about this is that it not only has the courses, but it also has some of the careers and money you can earn from doing some of these as well. Now, who here likes art? Anyone likes art or math? Yeah? English? Yeah? Okay, so in some of these classes and stuff, those skills can be like used a lot in here. They're really good skills to have. If you like art and stuff, currently in this class we have 2 classes. We have networking and we have game development. In game development, you can use art to try to show how you want to design your game and stuff. We do have games, we do have different stuff that we've developed and everything in here. And if you like math or English and stuff and you're doing scripting, like Java scripting, C++, stuff like that, if you use logical thinking or if you use your skills for like spelling and stuff when you're scripting or when you're trying to figure out different things like different solutions, it's always trial and error. It's not always just a straight answer for everything. You have to mess around with the different scriptings and you have to figure out how you can find your solution that you're looking for. In the back table, we have a group of people who will show you some of the games that they've been working on, and they'll show you what they're doing and about the different stuff that they have. We also have robots that y'all can do to help y'all learn about about programming and stuff we have. We also have this game up here for someone, whoever wants to do that. So does anyone here so far want to learn at the back table about game development, stuff like that? We'll get like about 6 people for that. So we can also get 2 more people to learn about JavaScripting and stuff if you want to learn a little bit about that as well. So for everyone else, if y'all want to do robots, as well, we have some that y'all can do.
So we have these Sphero robots, and you control them with an app, and they can roll around. You can play. Cody, stand up. Are you still playing that one game?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to start it.
Okay, hold it up in a second. So he's playing a game where the robot's not rolling around, but he's using the robot kind of like
as a gyroscope or a gyro ball, like controller, like on those old-fashioned arcade machines you'd see.
And right now, like, we're just playing with them and letting them roll around. But in the class, we'll actually program them, like, to go through certain courses, things like that. So come on over, anybody who wants to use one.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the last group did better than y'all knew,
Here's another one.
I am Mr. Hornbeck. This is the Media Arts classroom here at EC3. So what we do, we work hand in hand with HCEC-TV. We've got their YouTube channel pulled up here. We also have a cable channel, and it's always streaming. The gentlemen over here that are running the camera, they are working for HCEC-TV. So all of these tours are being edited and put together to put out for our district channel and to show kind of what all happens, not just here at EC3, but throughout Hardin County schools. So here in the classroom, we work with a bunch of different equipment, and we use you and train you on how to properly set up a camera, how to set up lighting, how to set up sound, and to edit the things that then get put out for the district and for the world at large. That's what we do in here. All right, so anybody in sports? Yeah, in band? Yeah, so we are out at all kinds of different of those events, filming and putting those together. You'll see some of these folks in here and others out and about at all of those different things. We're going to get you divided up into some groups here. That way you can kind of check out the different things that we've got.
So basically what y'all are doing is sitting in front of the green screen. The green screen is used for different things like different location sequences when like during different stuff. So like a lot of movies, like in Hollywood, they use a lot of green screen because they do a lot of special effects in different locations. So it's easier to do locations when it's in front of a solid color, so you won't have to move to so many different stages. And then these lights are also for the green screen to make sure that we have good lighting and shadowing. It'll make it look more realistic and just give it more life. And then this is the camera that we use when it comes to events. Like we use this camera when we do basketball games, we record plays, or like anything like soccer games or graduations. And then the mic on the camera is to catch all the sound. There's two different mics. So there's a mic like this when it's like more like one-on-one type stuff, and then we use those type of mics when it comes to like big things like this. So yeah, if y'all want to mess around with the camera and get a feel of it, y'all can.
So this is panning, and this is our viewfinder. This is the record button, and when over here, when this flashes red, it's recording. These are the zoom in and out buttons, these two. And this is the mic. The noise that's produced from the mic goes into these headphones, if you'd like to have a shot at it. I can hear almost everything going on. Can you hear anything? Yeah, it only goes through one. Y'all can mess with the camera, y'all can move it around, zoom in if you want.
You calling yourself famous has officially been
Safety. You need safety glasses, a helmet, a welding helmet, not just any helmet, a welding helmet. We have some in here, but you can get your own like I do. I have my own. You need gloves, a welding helmet, jackets, no slip boots. You need at least steel toe. We hope you get steel toe because it's a lot better on your feet, especially if you drop something. Gloves are a big thing in this class. Gloves and your vice grips. Hold on. Your vice grips. These are your best friend and so are your gloves. Whenever you use your, whenever you weld or cut anything, you have to use these to transport your metal. No matter what, you never touch your metal with gloves on. You never touch your metal in general. You use these no matter what to make sure that you don't get hurt and somebody else doesn't get hurt either. The blue thing back there, that is your cooling tank. Your cooling tank. That'll be also your best friend. So if you want to continue welding and you don't want a hot piece of metal to work with, that's definitely what you need to be using. Also in that area, that door goes out to a trailer with scrap metal. That scrap metal trailer is also your best friend in basic and stick because you use that whenever you practice on anything. The blue things are your boots. You get assigned them at the beginning of the trimester or the beginning of the year, honestly. You're probably gonna have the same one because I've had the same one since my sophomore year. The red things, those are your welders. You do MIG, TIG, and stick on them. This gun right here, this is your MIG gun. This right here is your stick. This is gonna be your friend for a very long time until maybe your senior year, if I'm being honest. Cleaning protocols, those brooms over there, you have to clean in this class, have to, because if there's dirt, grime, anything on the floors, it is a slip hazard and you will slip. These floors are not built for anything to be on the floors. They need to be clean at all times. This green thing is the piranha. That will be for your certification tests and just to cut metal or bend it if you need it. The gray thing right there, that is to cut the metal in not straight, but at different angles if you need different angles. The green in the black tubes, to call it for you, those are your portable cutter and welders. Very, very helpful whenever you're outside and you're in basic or stick and you're doing a pad plate. Certifications. This is your certification piece. I am certified I am certified in MIG at this moment. You can go and intern if you would like as a senior for Matulsa. A very good program to do. I would like to go there myself, but I want to continue doing stuff here, if I'm being honest. This class is honestly open for absolutely anybody, clearly. As being a female, we do not have many females in this program. Don't want to scare, but there's a lot of boys in here. But honestly, they don't bother you, you don't bother them. It's honestly very fun. You make lots of friends in here. As me being a woman, honestly, I can beat them in a lot more things that they think. I think I'm a better welder than most of them, if I'm being honest. They don't think that, but I do, because I've been certified a lot longer.
It's genetics. So you all know that females have better hand-eye coordination than guys? Genetically, they do. So actually, females in this field have a higher propensity to be better than the guys. All right, and all of our companies out there, they come to hire. They want to know how many females they have. How many you got so we can hire them? They want to hire the females first because they know that. They know that skill set. So Allison does a great job in here. We'd love to have some more females in the program. So if you're interested in this and making a lot of money, this is the career for you. Okay, you'll come out of high school, $18 to $22 an hour guaranteed. Okay. That's the minimum right now. So just tell you, it's just going to keep going up.
Grades in here are a big thing. Grades are a big, like, if you don't work for the grade, you're not going to get the grade you want. I work for my grade. I have a good grade in here. I always keep an A. It's basically with any other class. If you don't work for that grade, you're not going to get that grade you want. If you slack off, you're not going to get what you want. If you slack off enough, you might get kicked out, honestly.
So our class is residential maintenance, all right? So what we do in that class is we learn how to work on our own homes, how to wire up bathrooms, living rooms, different parts of the home, work with our hands with carpentry, and they're adding in a couple of really cool classes. They've got plumbing, they got HVAC, so that's your air conditioning and your heating, and then they've got heavy equipment. So pretty soon here, you're going to be able to actually drive bulldozers, dump trucks, excavators, huge pieces of equipment at EC3. That's something I won't get to do, but y'all will get to do if you want to choose to do that. That's pretty cool. You want to talk a little more in depth on it?
Yeah, so in carpentry, we got that stool over there. That's just a basic thing. But last year, we built a whole model house, basically, about as big as this room in our shop, which is it's just the basic framing of the floors and the walls and just the basics on everything. Teach you basic measurement. That'll help you in other jobs as well. Just like wiring will teach you basic electricity. So anything electrical, I mean, if you're interested in that, not necessarily an electrician, then it'll help you with that. And the biggest thing, like even if you don't want to go into the trade, you can work on your own home.
Yep. Does anybody know why it'd be beneficial to you or to anybody that owns a home to know how to work on things you own? Anybody know? Anybody have an idea?
I mean, if your house gets damaged, you know how to repair it.
Yep, and why would that be beneficial?
No money cost.
Exactly. That's a big benefit of this class. Is the average cost, like I'm talking just in electrical work, the average cost for somebody to just come out to your house, not to work on anything, not to evaluate what the problem is $90 for them to just come out to your home. And those bills can add up pretty quick if they stay longer. The cost of the outlet, the light bulb, the lighting fixture you want to have put in. I mean, that's a lot of money, and you keep doing that time after time after time. You own a house for 30 years. That'll add up pretty quick, and you will save a lot more money if you know how to do those things. Anything you want to add?
So, I'm standing in front. The way you can take these classes, so next year as a freshman, you can start off taking the intro to apartment maintenance, which just shows you a little bit. It'll have some wiring, some carpentry in it, some plumbing, and some HVAC. And then your sophomore and junior year, you can either take wiring or carpentry. Just depends how you want to take it, how your electives work out.
And then your senior year, you can take the HVAC and plumbing and maybe the heavy equipment. We don't know if it'll be here yet. We just got wind of that a few minutes ago, so we don't know too much about that yet. But your senior year, you can also do co-op, which you get to leave. You won't even be at school the whole third trimester. You'll wake up in the morning, go to work, earn your money, and go back home. So, I mean, you work for 3 months, the last 3 months of school, you get to make money at a job you choose, and hopefully you can get on there and work there. So that'll just set you up for life and knowing how to work. So.
All right. Well, one more thing about the certifications. You can get certified in these things, and you can get your OSHA card, which is just the basic safety training for a lot of different jobs. So once you have that, you already have that done. So you'll be ahead of people.
Who wants to be first up on the nail driving competition? All right, we got 2 people right here. 3, 2, 1, go.
Your freshman year, you will focus mostly on stuff like fundamentals of flight, brief history of aviation. So you'll learn things about like the Wright brothers, Amelia Earhart, ending around Neil Armstrong time. They also have projects weekly or every other week, and you'll do things like building little helicopter out of paper, and you'll drop them and watch them spin down this like area that's out there in the common area. We also have this thing, which when you launch it, it'll spin and make a little curve because of one of the aviation laws, and that's one of the ways you'll learn about the things by interacting with it and proving it to yourself. They have like a balloon rocket early on as well, where you try and get a thing along a string all the way up to the ceiling, and you'll launch it. Near the end, there's like a hot air balloon where you'll make one out of paper, and it'll be like yay tall. It'll have a burner at the bottom, and you'll try and get the hot air to make it rise, and hope it doesn't go up in flames like mine did. And because mine kind of left a ash mark in the parking lot for a year, and it was a frequent reminder that I'll never be good enough. We'll continue on into your sophomore year, and you will continue some of the stuff you were finishing up as a freshman, and you'll start learning and studying for your aviation exam as a junior. What they're learning right now, these are some of our sophomores, is they're learning how to identify various points on a map. Right now they're learning about airspace, I believe, and how to identify different airspace. We also, as a junior, you'll continue covering that. You'll learn about things like weather. You'll learn how to identify clouds and humidity and stuff like that. So you will then take your test. You can take it earlier than everyone else and get your license, or you can just take it with the group. So you'll get your license, which makes it to where you can fly drones commercially and legally for some of the bigger ones, because sometimes you're flying a drone illegally and you don't know it. I didn't know it, so I'm sure others are out there as well. Once you pass your test, you can fly some of our class drones, like our big DJI drone here, our Phantom. We also have a Mini over here, and we have our newest one, the Avata. It is a first-person racing drone, meaning it can get up to like 60, 70 miles per hour. You'll watch it through your little goggles, and it'll feel like you're the one flying instead of just the drone. It's controlled by a joystick, which looks like one of those old Wii remotes, kind of, and connects on. We also have a drone competition and drone teams. They fly these little ones. These aren't DJI, unfortunately, because DJI are really good quality and expensive. But we do have these, which are a lot more durable. So when people go crashing them, it's not as big of a problem. We do various tasks, like knock golf balls off of these. There's certain colors that you want to hit, certain ones you don't. We have a tower and a thing of buckets where you can go and take pictures inside of them look at the color, go land on the landing pad. They're behind the camera right now, so yeah, over there. We also do, what else? Once you have your license as a junior, you can do gigs for like $50 an hour or so. Things like filming weddings, buildings under construction, various things. People will pay you for all kinds of stuff, whether it's livestock or one of the previously mentioned things. As a senior, you will either do nothing and continue to just fly drones around all of class, or you will take part in the EKU aviation course, dual credit. So through that, you can get 6 dual credit hours. If you've already been through the academy section, you'll know somewhat what that means. It'll save you like $1,000 or so total. And if you want to continue in aviation, it's a big help. If you don't, then it's extracurricular hours. So you don't have to take other classes, and it saves you time. They're working on making it 9 credit hours, so that'll be another like $500 you'll save. And for those other 3, it'll just be because you'll be like, oh, I already have my license, and then they'll give you the credit hours. For the 2 that we currently have, it's aviation history. It's just a little more in depth than just, oh, the Wright brothers, but we do cover stuff like that, so it's not too complicated. So we have our lovely competition pillow, the tiny pillow.
What you'll be doing your engineering pathway is a lot of math, science, applying it to different sorts of fields. There's a lot of engineering fields like electrical, mechanical, civil, all sorts of stuff. So,
your freshman year, you can you can take IED, and then you can learn different ways to do 3D modeling, and learn book work with notebooks.
Yeah. So your sophomore year, after your freshman year, we'll be applying more of the stuff you learn your freshman year. So all the math and science, all that related stuff, you'll be applying it to different projects and how they work. One of the first projects that we do, if you wouldn't mind handing that to me, is so we try to get a basic understanding of how circuit boards work. So we use these little things called breadboards. They basically show you how circuits work, how a circuit would work, and the different ways that that they're used. So you can just unplug wires, plug them back in, do the same thing with LEDs. It's just a basic understanding. After that, we do what we like to call a balsa wood bridge. So we get these little pieces of wood, we glue them together, and we try to make the strongest bridge in the class. So you compete against everybody else in your class in different groups, and you try and see who can make the strongest bridge. It's really fun. I really enjoyed it. It really gave me an understanding of how civil engineering works, because civil engineers, they work a lot about, structures, bridges, roads, all that sort of stuff, They're basically like the anchor to society. They build everything, they design everything. That's what their main job is. The final project that we do in that class is, we call it the marble sorter. It's more of like a mechanical engineering aspect. So we build this robot all from scratch, and then we program it all from scratch, and we try to make it sort these marbles without any sort of outside help. Send them down a chute, let them all sort out without doing anything. It's really fun. It really gives a mechanical engineering aspect, shows what mechanical engineers can do, and that sort of stuff.
Your junior year, you have the opportunity to come here at EC3 and take digital electronics. And in that class, you can learn how to do soldering. So this is a soldering board and circuit board. So you also have the opportunity to get Autodesk Inventor certified, which pretty much that is the 3D software that we use. It's a way to get your medallion when you graduate.
Yeah, so whenever you're in your senior year of high school of engineering, you have the choice between 3 different engineering classes. If you look over on that poster on the wall, it says engineering pathway. It shows the 3 different pathways that you're going to want to try and work towards, at least one of those if you do take engineering. So there's mechanical, electrical, and civil. And each one of those have some sort of required courses, some sort of industry certification. So like we said earlier with the Autodesk Inventor, which is the 3D modeling program that we use, and then the other one is Autodesk Rivet, which is for bridge building and that sort of stuff. What you're going to want to try and do is get certified in one of those, and if you do that, take all the right courses, you can get a medallion. So whenever you get your capping down and you graduate, you'll be able to have a medallion whenever you graduate. The class that we're in right now is Engineering Design Development Capstone, EDD. The main thing in this class, what we try to do is find a problem, try and find a solution to that problem. We try to, we do surveys. We ask people, is it actually a problem worth solving? Is it worth the time and effort? What we did is we found that water bottles do take up a lot of space, so we 3D modeled an entire, prototype of a collapsible water bottle that we will use. In the back over there against that wall, there are about 2 3D printers that we were able to use. So we will probably 3D print it, give it a prototype, show people what we're trying to make, give them an example. And after that, we'll do silicone molding, make it like an actual product that people can use and can test. There are 2 more classes after that, so there's mechanical and civil that you can both take your senior year. So mechanical engineering is a lot more, like I said earlier, building, understanding the basics of engineering, going down to bare bones, building up from there. It's really, really simple, but it just takes a lot of work. It's a lot of math and science. But civil engineering, that class that you can take is a lot of math and science, a lot of geometry, a lot of physics. It's a lot of that sort of stuff, but it is really enjoyable because we need civil engineers. We need people like that to build all sorts of stuff, like this building we're in, for example. So it couldn't have been done without a civil engineer. But yeah, that's mostly what you'll be doing your senior year.
Your senior year, you also can do a co-op, which pretty much that is, you can, instead of being in school, you can go to a workplace like Matulsa or Alltech or like a factory and do engineering work and get paid for it.
Yeah. So instead of being at school doing whatever, we have about 10 or 12 kids in this class who aren't in this class right now because they're doing internships at factories like Matulsa, Alltech. They're basically getting a better understanding of engineering. So whenever they go to college for any sort of engineering aspect, they can go to engineering a little bit ahead of the people there. But the co-op is really useful. And for your junior and senior year, you can take a Vex Robotics class for engineering. And the Vex Robotics class is, building robots like stuff like this. They extend up. It's really interesting learning the basics. I am on a Vex team and I am the computer programmer. So if any of you guys like programming, doing that sort of stuff, I find it really enjoyable. It's really fun. Somebody like him, he likes designing and building, so he builds the robots, designs them, researches that sort of stuff. Also for robots, we do stuff like we have notebooks. We have these sorts of notebooks that are filled to the brim with the design process, research, all sorts of stuff. But that's what we like to do in Vex Robotics for that sort of stuff.
Does anybody want to drive the robot?
Okay, yeah, just come over here if you want to drive the robot. And don't be afraid of engineering. I know it sounds like a lot of math work, it's really hard, it takes a lot of work, but it's honestly not that bad, guys. You just got to be committed to it. You just got to, you can't slack off in it, but you can catch back up if you do. It's not that bad.
We are juniors in the academy, and today we're just going to be talking to you guys about what it's like here and what it all entails. Have any of you guys heard of the academy? No? Nobody? Oh, you have? Okay, cool. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get started. Luke's going to kind of give the introduction. So.
All right. So this is a huge program in Hardin County where juniors, it's all juniors around Central, North, and John. It's about 70 to 100 students, but they'll acquire a high school diploma and an associate's degree once they finish this program if you do the academy, which is really good because the associate's program is basically 2 years of college finished. And for me personally, I want to go into med school, so I need a bachelor's degree, and then I can take the MCAT to get into med school. So the bachelor's degree is an associate's degree and then added on 2 more years. So if I graduate with an associate's degree, I can do my first 2 years of college and I would have a bachelor. And then my last 2 I can spend studying abroad or doing what I want to do for electives. And I can study for the MCAT and prepare for med school myself. But there's a lot of dual credit courses, which is all they offer here. And it's math, history, and English. So it's not only knocking out your classes in high school that you need for your high school diploma, but it's also knocking out things you need for your associate's degree in college. So it's getting both credits, that's why it's called dual credit. And you have to take geometry and algebra 2 your junior year or your sophomore year before you go into your junior year to get into the academy, because it'll make everything so much easier.